Hey there, vinyl community, music lovers, anybody who's tuning in. I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Thank you so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, this is a sad day in the music world. Clem Burke has passed away at the age of 70. He had been battling cancer, which I wasn't even aware of. They obviously kept that private. Uh, 70 years old, too young. He had been playing clear up until just fairly recently, I think. So the guy was one of my all-time favorite drummers. He's in my top 5 drummers. Of course, he's best known for being in Blondie. Now, if anybody who's good friends with me knows, if you would ask them, who is Gary's favorite member of Blondie? They would say, well, it's actually Clem Burke. Because it is. Obviously, Debbie Harry is the front woman. Amazing attitude. She's fantastic. I love Debbie Harry. Chris Stein, of course, great songwriter and everything. But it was Clem Burke that drew me in. I was just starting to, know some of the songs of Blondie, hearing them on the radio a little bit here and there. And then I saw him live on TV performing. And I'm like, holy cow, who is that drummer? That guy is amazing. I love the way he had his set. He used Premier drums, and he had his ride tom was kind of up, almost horizontal. So he'd had to go like this, and I'm just like, that just looks almost awkward to play, but he's doing such an amazing job. So much energy, but it wasn't just chaotic stuff. The guy was a timekeeper too. Just a fantastic drummer. I went out the very next day and I bought my first Blondie album. So Clem Burke is the one that drew me in. He's always been my favorite member of it. And they're one of my favorite bands. So it's just, I'm very sad that he passed away. I just wanted to do a quick tribute. His playing is something that I don't hear him mentioned a whole lot when people are talking about, the great rock drummers, but I feel like people who know. He's one of those kind of guys, playing in a rock, pop, new wave kind of band, such a hybrid. But I mean, he's got so many songs where sometimes it's not like he overplays. It's just what he does. It's fantastic, Ripper to Shreds, Ex-Offender, I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear, things like that. And then, of course, you get to the bigger, well-known albums, Parallel Lines, with one of the most iconic covers, which he's right to the left of Debbie Harry, right? Yeah, there he is. And this is one of my favorite pictures of him. I love this album cover because he's smiling and everything, and that's how I think of Clem. On here, Hanging on the Telephone, and is a fantastic song, the way he plays on that. But really, I know you've heard it to death, but like if you listen to the drums on Heart of Glass, just what he does with the hi-hat, I think is amazing. Of course, if you're going to pick up just one Blondie album to listen to just the drums, I guess I'd have to go with Eat to the Beat. I mean, these two albums, first of all, these are their best. These are their best 2 albums, and these are both stone cold classics. But this album, the way it's recorded, he's on the back on that one. And just his playing it's like he's putting on a drum clinic. It is just fantastic. The song Dreaming is basically a drum solo throughout the song that keeps time. I mean, it's just fantastic. When I was a kid, like in junior high, I had an old crappy drum set, and I was trying to learn how to play. And Clem Burke was one of the people that I tried to emulate. I used to play the song Dreaming so many times in my head, playing along with it. Obviously, I didn't sound like Clem Burke, but, I thought I did at the time. Of course, then they went on with Auto American. And this has good songs on here, too, to demonstrate his playing. Live It Up is a good one. But I was lucky enough back when they first reunited in 1999, I was able to see him. My wife and I went up to Cleveland. It was like on this tour here. It was the No Exit. I would show you the cover to No Exit, but I'd actually taken the cover off and put this on my wall or something. But this is a tour, this Blondie Live that came off of. And You know, you could ask my wife. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see Blondie. I am going to get to see Clem Burke play. And I was watching him more than I was anybody on that stage. He's meant that much to me. Like I said, he's a top 5 drummer to me. If Keith Moon was able to also keep time, he would be like Clem Burke then. I mean, because Clem Burke can play all that wild style, but it's always under control. You know, I mean, he could go tight when he needed to. He could do all those rolls and stuff. His cymbal work is amazing. I can't say enough about Clem Burke. One of my all-time favorite drummers. I just wanted to pay tribute to him. I'm very sad. My condolences go out to the other members of Blondie and especially his family and all his friends. So cheers to you, Clem Burke. Passed away April 7th, 2025. One of the greatest drummers of all time. You will always be one of my rock and roll heroes. Till the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.